Fitness Fridays. I'm Amber. This is
Liz. Fitness Friday. Happy day. Good day change. All that good stuff.
Yes. So today we're here. We're going to be working on stretching because a lot of times people they're like, oh yeah, I stretch, but you know they can't even touch their toes or put their hands behind their head. So we just want to make sure that you know how to properly stretch. We want to make sure that you have a well-rounded body as long as strength, flexibility, and endurance. So we're just trying to touch on everything today.
Two things we want everybody to understand. There are different types of stretching. So everybody thinks that this is a stretch. There's two types. You have a dynamic ballistic type stretching, which is probably what most of y'all do and you think you're getting a lot out of it, which you can a little bit. And then you have a static stretch. So we're going to go through two different parts. The first part we're doing today is a ballistic dynamic stretch, where it's more of a movement, kind of a bouncy stretch. And the reason why we're doing that first is because that will kind of help you warm up your muscles in a safe way if you haven't ran or anything before, so that you can go into the static stretching that you hold a little longer.
And typically you do dynamic ballistic stretches before your workout to warm you up, so you can do your exercises to optimum performances. For those static stretches, those are where you're like holding and you're waiting a little bit longer, so you try to hold through those stretches for about 15.
Well, no, go ahead.
I want to say between like 15 and 30 seconds, just to make sure that you go past the resistance until you feel those muscles relax and actually stretch instead of just
you will be going out of your comfort zone for those people that like to stop when it hurts. So that is normal. Okay, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. So we're going to start with some toe touch glute squeezes. So like on all of these dynamic ballistic stretches, we're bouncing a little bit and then we're going to come up at the top and just kind of find the muscles. So here we go. I have our feet right within shoulder width. So try to make them right within shoulder width, staying tall. And what we're going to do is we're going to go down towards the toes or as far as you can, get a little bounce, come up, bring those hips forward, squeeze the glutes. Bounce, bounce, squeeze the glutes on the top. Bounce, bounce, squeeze the glutes on the top. So you want to do these like 15 times or so. All right, we're going to move forward kind of fast today. So the next one we're going to do is our ham quad rocks.
Yes, so with the ham quad rocks, typically you're just going to start off, we're going to have one leg in front, other leg slightly bent, you're going to lean over, reach, bounce, bounce, rocking forward, picking up that opposite leg, stretching out that quad. Place it down, stretch, stretch, rocking up, reach.
You might want to do this holding onto a wall, y'all. This does require a little balance, so if you want to hold onto a wall when you come up to grab onto that back leg. If you are not able to pull that leg up behind you like that yet, then just bring it up and it'll still open up that quadricep. So we're going to show you both sides, both angles. So you're going down, this is the back of the leg, your your hamstring, and then coming up, this is your quadricep as you pull that back. So we're kind of pulsing back and forth with those. Next we're going to do an inner thigh growing stretch. So we're going to spread out here. Let's go, I guess, both to the right, Miss Lee. So here's opening up this whole area, and a lot of people don't know this, but opening up the inner thighs help open up the out as well. So help loosen up those hips as well. So you want to just have your feet way outside the shoulders, but still in a comfort zone where you can get a little movement. We got our feet pointed straight forward, not out, not in. So what we're going to do is just going to slightly roll over, just kind of get our hips pushed back and our back is flat. We're going to rock to the right, kind of pulse back into that heel, come up, rock to the left, pulse back in that heel. You go back and forth. With these, you want to make sure that when you pulse back, it's back, pushing that hip back to the side you're going towards, and you're never rolling that knee over. So I'm going to let you look at Miss Amber here. Her knee's staying aligned over her foot, not rolling over her toe.
And then also pressing through the heel of that foot, pushing away and pushing over to the opposite side. So if you're doing it correctly, you shouldn't feel any pressure on your knees. If you do, that means that you're not really sitting back as far and you're not putting that pressure into your heels more so than than the balls of your feet.
Okay. All right, so now that was 3 lower body. Now we're going to do 3 upper body. So we need both. Got to balance. Okay, so first we're going to do open up the chest and back a little bit. So you want to line elbow over elbow, and that's a tight squeeze. It does not matter how big the girls are. Those are fat, so they can squeeze. And for you men, it doesn't matter how big your pecs are. A lot of men have a hard time with this as well because they're so tight, but you've got to loosen those muscles up, guys. So elbow over elbow, squeeze the back. Elbow over elbow, squeeze the back. And you just cross over each elbow, alternate the crossover, but make sure you try to get that elbow over elbow, and we're pulsing. Pulse, pulse, squeeze, squeeze. Pulse, pulse, squeeze, squeeze. Okay, so that's a little upright. It feels good already. Woo. Okay, next we're going to do the pull downs with a little bit of a core stretch. So this is opening up the back as well, and also it's a little bit of everything here, but we're going to stretch over our head. The feet placement's just shoulder width. Reach up, stretch, pull that core long and tall. Make your vertebrae in your back just feel like it's pulling apart. So squeeze up. Now pull down. I twist my hands with this a little bit for my palms going forward and back, but you don't have to. But I pull those elbows back so I get a little bit of shoulders there, a little bit of back. Reach, extremely stretch, tall, pull back. So just pulling down and back. So you're pulling those lats down and back. Okay, so the first one we're going to start with is a sitting hip stretch. So we have two benches here. You can do this in a chair. If you do this in a chair, one thing I got to say real quick is make sure that the chair is flat, that you're not kind of elevated up with your knees over your hips. You want to try to have your hips and your knees pretty much aligned, and a 90-degree angle here. Yeah, if you can see her.
90-degree angle.
Yeah, a 90-degree angle. You want to sit on the edge of whatever it is that you're sitting on. We're going to pull up one of our legs. So this is my tightest one. So you want to bring your right foot up on your left thigh. Just get the side of your foot on there. The way you want to hold that is just put your other hand around that foot to hold it. So once you're here, this is hard enough for some people. If this is all you can do and lean forward, that's fine. But we'd like to have you try to go ahead and take your right arm and push down on that knee and lean forward. So my left leg is straight aligned from my hip. The left leg is aligned in front of the hip. And I'm pushing forward and down on my right thigh or inner thigh and knee. So this is a very extreme stretch. As Amber said earlier, we're holding these for like 15 minimum, but usually try to hold it for 30 seconds. And then of course balance that out, flip around. So you make sure you don't have your feet tucked in under you. It's out in front of you at a 90-degree. Push down with the elbow, hold on to that other foot and lean forward, and you'll feel that stretch a lot.
Now if this is too easy for you and your back is curved, try taking a deep breath in. Exhale, try to go a little bit deeper and flatten that back for an even deeper stretch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. We've got an overhead tricep stretch. So we warmed up those triceps. Now we're going to go with just a basic one. Most people should know this, but it's going to go a little more detailed with it. You're going to take one arm up. So we'll go with the right arm. You want to reach back into the middle of your back. Once you're there, as far as you can, take that other arm and grab the elbow from behind. Now, I always tell people to start walking their hand down the middle of their back as they're pulling that elbow into their head. Now, what would be a deeper way to get this, Amber?
A deeper way would be if you just take that lean and just stretch over as you're pressing down.
Yep, she knows what she's talking about.
So yeah, so after a good back and tricep day, this is the perfect way to end and stretch it out so you won't feel too tight.
I always like to come out of that stretch by lifting up my arm and then dropping it wide down because that just gets everything, kind of loosens it back up. All right, moving on to number 4. We got a side wall stretch with IT band. So we're going to go over here into the door frame. I hope everyone has a door frame in their house. And we're going to go over there and show you 2 stretches you can do there.
This is the side wall / IT band stretch. So what you want to do, you want to have both your hands facing the same way. So I would say if you start off just having your bottom hand not facing this way, but back this way, and taking your top hand and take it over top. Notice how my body is standing straight up. So then when my hands are over, flip it underneath. Sorry. So I want you to take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to reach out. So you're straightening this arm and keep that nice arc all the way through. And you're just feeling that nice stretch all the way through your side. If you want to take a deeper stretch and take it down to your hip or your IT band, because I know a lot of people who run, they have tight IT bands. You can take that outside leg, cross it behind, still facing up straight, but you're dropping that hip. So you see how the angle's down? You're going to take that top hand back overhead and you're just gonna lean back. And also be sure that you're dropping. Notice how I drop my hip out a little bit so I can feel that nice deep stretch.
She's bending this leg, just in case you can't see.
Yeah. So the front leg is bent. So,
and the other straight.
yes. And so then as I come up, I straighten this leg and I release.
And then you're going to feel it.
So I'll show you the other side. So back view, bottom hand, down below, top hand, overhead. Just going to show the regular stretch, standing up tall, reaching out. Oh yeah. All right, so you're going to come up, take a step. What is this? Left leg behind the right, still facing up. And then you're going to bend and straighten. Notice how I'm kind of twisting, turning this tailbone forward and bending. Woo!
So once again, you can use a door frame. I'm using the side of this wall or a door frame. So I'm going to do it this way first so you can actually see the edge of the wall where the placement is in my hand. Then I'm going to flip around and show you the other way. So this is very important that your shoulder is placed at the edge of the wall, not over here, at the edge of the wall, and it needs to be literally shoulder height. No higher, no lower. So I got it directly outside where my shoulder is. I'm on the very, very edge, so my arm's almost coming off. My hand's placed all the way, and I keep this thing glued, okay? So once I'm there, make sure my body is straight forward and I'm not falling away. Once I do that, I'm going to step forward with the same leg. Once I step forward, I'm leaning forward, and then I open out, and that's where you're going to feel it. So I'm going to do it from this way so you can see the front part of me. So I have it shoulder height, glue that hand to the wall, same arm, same leg as the one that's stepping out. So step out with the left. Once I get out, well, that's a little high. See? I'm not doing it right. So shoulder height, I step out with a big step, and then let your body lean forward. Now you'll feel a little bit there, but then you want to open out. So pull this other shoulder and open out. And that's where you're going to feel that shoulder, a little bit of pecs. Pecs is the word I said. It sounded funny. And just open out. Hold it once again, 15, 20, 30 seconds. And then slowly come out of that. Okay, we got one more stretch. It's going to stretch this little upper back. Kind of gets a little bit of everything to finish off with. Amber's got that for you.
All right, so for this last stretch, just want to stretch out the lats and the back and make sure your chest is nice and open too. So for this one, you can get to a bedpost, edge of a wall once more. For me, it would be easier for me to just do the edge of this rail. Make sure it's sturdy too. So, all right, you're just gonna have your hands over feet, standing up straight, so in line. So when you lean back, you're gonna stretch the arms, and then you're gonna place the hips all the way back, rolling those shoulders forward. So the shoulders are up towards your ears. You're just going to come here. So you're going to pull forward, hold for about 30 seconds. If you want to take a deeper stretch, I'm going to take it a little bit. Before I get a heavier grip, you can come down. You can do one arm, take that arm, and drop it down for a good stretch. If you want to do the other way, you can come up, reach, pull that shoulder forward. Notice how my outside leg is straight, and whatever way I'm turning, that knee is bent. So you get a deeper stretch in that. All the way through. All the way through. Ah. And that is the last back stretch. So we have to introduce the wonderful man of the hour.
The man of the hour, Mr. Cameron. This is
hello, everyone.
Beautiful facility that we're always playing Kim Jungle House in.
Yes.
And you can come and meet him. He's a wonderful host to all of them.
We'd love to have you here.
Yes.
Come on down.
Thank you.
Yes.
And while we're here, we want to tell y'all thank you again for staying with us on Fitness Fridays. Thank you for sponsoring us and helping us. And we have some fun park workouts that we're going to do for 2 Saturdays this month.
I will be dressed for that.
Yes.
Yes, the 11th and the 25th. We're going to run around the park on River Park. So we would love to have you come out. We'd like to video it so y'all can be part of our Fitness Fridays. So come join. Come see us at Quest. Have a fun Fitness Friday.